Good evening, viewers. You are watching our COVID dispatch. I come to you from the LNJP hospital in Delhi. We've seen over the course of the last 3-4 days horrific scenes coming, overwhelming scenes coming from hospitals like JTB, like LNJP. Right now, viewers, both hospitals have refused to enter anyone in emergency. They've said they have 0 beds, 0 oxygenated beds. They can't take anyone. So what's really happening is that people, instead of actually dying outside the emergency, are dying at the gates of the hospital. There's a steady stream of cars, like right here. There are ambulances lined up, waiting, begging their wards, begging that they come in. But the gates are locked. They say they have no beds. Each hospital keeps referring, the patients who are coming here to the other hospital. Things are terrible. And when I say terrible, viewers, the pyres that are burning through the hearts of the national capital, it's a city-state, if you might want to call it, abandoned by the state chief minister, run by Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, by the centre, run by Mr. Narendra Modi. Today, Delhiites completely abandoned, trying to fend for themselves, even falling short of wood to burn their loved ones. No dignity in death. Take a look at this report. No, not just the spirit of the city. Delhi is broken. Abandoned for days, sitting on a pyre, burning its dead. Where hashtags like "We will win," "Be positive," or "We will get through this" have turned to ashes with its people. We are at the Seemapuri cremation grounds. They've extended the ground here because the number of bodies that are coming in, COVID positive bodies, are far, far more than the capacity of the Seemapuri cremation grounds. There are short of body bags. A lot of other NGOs have stepped in to help. But as we speak, there is a waiting. There are people standing there with the bodies of their loved ones, waiting for them to get to cremate the bodies. And there's a huge queue. People have been waiting here for many hours just to get their turn, viewers, just to get their turns to burn, cremate their loved ones.
पहले तो यहाँ 36 का ही कैपेसिटी था, फिर जैसे जैसे बढ़ने लगा फिर हम उसको 50 तक ले गए, 60 तक। हमारे यहाँ दिल्ली में सबसे कम समय लिया जा रहा है। निगमबोध घाट पे 6 घंटे, लोधी रोड पे 6 घंटे, हिंडन में 12 घंटे। हमारे यहाँ 2 घंटे में निपट जाता है सारा
वेट करने।
क्योंकि हम लोग देखिए, जब सरकारें ही तैयार नहीं, प्रशासन तैयार नहीं था दिल्ली में, इतने इंतजाम नहीं कर सके। और यहाँ तो बेचारे वो 2-3 पंडित होते थे, 5-6 डेड बॉडी की एवरेज थी। आज जब 100 आएंगे तो समय कितना लगेगा, सोचिए ना आप उसमें। सबसे बड़ी बात है कि इतनी बॉडी हॉस्पिटल से नहीं आ रही जितनी हम घरों से उठा रहे हैं।
ये अनअकाउंटेड डेथ्स हैं जितने आप घरों से उठा रहे हैं।
60% अनअकाउंटेड है उनकी।
आपने आज, सर मैं आपसे बात मैं पूछना चाहूँगी, आपने आज कितनी बॉडीज घर से उठाई हैं जो हॉस्पिटल से नहीं उठाई हैं? आज का नंबर दीजिए।
आज 30 उठा चुका हूँ मैं। और कल तो एक घर में से 2 बॉडी भी लाए हम। एक ही घर में एक टेनेंट, एक किराएदार था फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे, एक टॉप फ्लोर पे, दोनों मर गए। दोनों को उठा के लेके आया। और हम क्या करते हैं, जाके पहले उन्हें सैनिटाइज करते हैं बॉडी को, फिर उनको रैप करते हैं, फिर अपनी गाड़ी में रख के लाते हैं। इस साथ वाला ग्राउंड जो पार्किंग के रूम में था, उसको भी हमने कन्वर्ट करके कमिश्नर साहब को बुलाया। मैंने कहा जी बहुत ज़रूरी है और डिजास्टर में कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तो फिर हमने उसको कन्वर्ट करके अब हमारे पास 99 का हो गया।
Walk through the cremation grounds to the parking, the deathly wait to cremate their dead. Bodies lit wherever there was a spot. This is the parking lot, viewers. This is the crematorium. People practically wheeling in the bodies of their own loved ones, their own wood. This is the parking lot. This now been converted into a crematorium. The capacity of the Seemapuri Crematorium used to be 11. Since the morning today, 6 a.m. They've already burnt over 100 pyres, 100 bodies here.
मैनेज तो हम जब करेंगे जब यहाँ पे जनता हमारा साथ देगी। रूटीन के हिसाब से हम यहाँ पे लाइन बाय लाइन कर रहे थे। पब्लिक अपने हिसाब से अपनी अपनी जगहों पे लकड़ी फेंक रही है, इसी वजह से ये काम ढंग से हो नहीं पा रहा है। अब इसी प्रकार से हम तो यही कहते हैं कि जनता हमारे भगवान है, मगर वो मानती तो है नहीं। ठीक है, भगवान की मर्जी है, सब भगवान के बच्चे हैं।
वो भी दिक्कत में,
हम भी तो दिक्कत में 24 आवर्स यहाँ काम कर रहे हैं, एक हफ्ते से। अब हमारे से पूछिए ना दीदी, हमारा क्या हाल हो रहा है।
No space, no last rites, no dignity in death, not even wood to cremate the dead.
तो ना प्लेटफॉर्म मिल रहा है, ना लकड़ियां हम लोग ये ठेला मिला, ये हम लोग खुद लकड़ियां ढो के ला रहे हैं।
आप खुद लेके आ रहे हैं?
खुद लेके आ रहे हैं लकड़ी।
And then those who have abandoned their dead, whether out of fear of infection or those who are already COVID positive and too weak.
बाहर पड़ी हुई हैं कई बॉडियां, उनका कोई मालिक नहीं है। हॉस्पिटल से आई, वो अपना हॉस्पिटल से उतार के भर गया अंदर, कोई आए या ना, क्योंकि लोग जो पेरेंट्स हैं, जो उनके अटेंडेंस है ना, वो बॉडी कोरोना की वजह से सब दूर भाग रहे हैं। कोई पास नहीं आना चाहता, कोई जलाना नहीं चाहता। बड़ी रेयर कंडीशन चल रही है इस टाइम।
हॉस्पिटल में अटेंडेंट को मिलने नहीं दे रहे, उनका बॉडी वहाँ ढूंढते हैं, बॉडी शमशान घाट पहुंचा देते अपने आप ही।
And those too sick to come inside, wait outside in cars, wait to say goodbye. In a PPE kit, way too big for her, Jaya, all of 24 years, sitting here with her father all alone. Her father is dead. She has no one but a few friends helping her. He was admitted to GTB hospital on the 19th of April. He went unconscious with a phone. He told her he'd call her every day. He never picked up any calls. She could never reach him till today when she was handed his body. Jaya sits numb, hardly any tears. She sits alone. Her extended family too scared to come. She sits and she sits till just about enough wood is organized, dumped in a corner with no priest, no people, no family, saying goodbye to her father all alone in a sea of strangers and burning pyres. To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist, to be that fly on the wall who's of little help, nothing else but just to chronicle the descent of a family into heartbreak. And doing little else than just that, reporting the camera person, Hitesh Kumar, Preeti Chaudhary, at the Seemapuri cremation ground for India Today. All right, viewers, I'm going to go into a quick commercial break. We're at the LNJP hospital. As you can see, ambulances keep coming in. There are people desperate. There is nobody taking admissions anymore. Cars stopping with their loved ones hooked onto oxygen. All right, guys, things are getting terrible. There's this woman, she's COVID positive. They've just come outside. Her son and her husband, they're refusing to let her enter. This is the situation which is playing out. Not just this. I'll ask Hitesh to come and show you. There's a woman lying inside this car. She's hooked onto oxygen and they're not allowing them to enter because they say they have absolutely no resources. She's just come outside an auto. आपने कहाँ बोला है जाने के लिए?
नहीं, मैंने कहीं नहीं बोला इनको। मैंने उनसे कहा कि कोविड का यहाँ हुआ है, सारा टोटल कोविड का है।
So that's what's happening right now. If you can see, the The security is right there. The guards here are actually calling in the security because things are getting a bit heated up, because understandably the wards of those affected are in such terrible shape that a bit of, they wanted to actually break the gates and enter, some of them here. So the security right here has been called in. If you can see the guards here trying to summon in the security. It's bizarre what's happening here, viewers. It is bizarre. It's complete breakdown of system, if you might want to call it, and the system can be the government, whichever government you choose to blame, be it the state, be it the center, because they clearly are responsible. And we all know who run the state and the center as well. But these are the scenes which are coming in. I want to actually also cut across to that report, which was filed in by my colleague Ankit. Now there's another ambulance which has come here. 2 ambulances, and both of them will be turned away, viewers. Both of them will be turned away. But let's cut across to the report by my colleague Ankit. As we speak, people continue to come in and nobody is getting admission. Nobody is getting admission. But let's cut across to that report signed by my colleague Ankit.
It's a race against time for patients of many of these people standing with empty oxygen cylinders in this long serpentine queue outside a refilling station here in the national capital, as hospital after hospital is struggling with their quota of oxygen. Desperate people are trying to make their own arrangements, get these oxygen cylinders to try and give few hours of breath to their relatives, those who are struggling to breathe because of the COVID-19. But the sense of abandonment and frustration here is quite apparent.
अब हॉस्पिटल में तो हमारे पेशेंट नहीं लिए जा रहे सर, हमारे हॉस्पिटल में पेशेंट नहीं लिए जा रहे, हमारे पेशेंट हॉस्पिटल में नहीं लिए जा रहे। ऑक्सीजन हॉस्पिटल में जा रही है तो ये बताओ हम कहाँ जाएंगे? हमें डॉक्टर कह रहा है आप घर पे इलाज कराओ, तो हम कैसे देंगे ऑक्सीजन, ये तो बता दो।
हम 5-6 जगह ट्राई करा, हमें कुछ नहीं। पेशेंट को भी हम साथ में लाए।
पेशेंट कहाँ पर हैं आपके?
ये उसमें गाड़ी में, वो बोल भी नहीं पा रहे।
It's difficult to report what is happening in Delhi. This lady, Neena Bhatia, has been told by hospitals after hospitals, try and search for bed at somewhere else. If you try and search, you'll even get God. Possibly getting God, searching for God in Delhi is easier right now than to get a hospital bed. This gentleman that you see sitting behind me in this auto is Ramesh Bhatia, 62-year-old COVID positive patient who has gone from one hospital to another in hope of an oxygen bed, which he has not been able to get. Now, with the help of their auto rickshaw driver, we have come here to a refilling center in hope that they would be able to get a cylinder and will possibly go back and take their chance there. The situation is so bad that not just the common people, but hospitals have sent their ambulances, which are meant to transport patients right now, to try and get a refill, to try and get cylinders back to the hospitals, because the smaller hospitals particularly depend on these oxygen cylinders, and the problem is that they are getting no supply.
All right, viewers, I can't, you're helpless because these are the gates right now. These are the gates of a hospital. This woman is going to die probably. That's her son, that's her husband, and the guards are telling them that why in the world she's clutching onto her husband's feet. He's saying, he's telling the guards there that from 7 a.m. in the morning he's trying to get her to a hospital. And the guard has turned around and told her, why have you got her out of the auto? Because the beds here are full up. आप लेते क्यों नहीं है? ये मर जाएंगे यहाँ पर, ये मर जाएंगे यहाँ पर। कौन है? कोई डॉक्टर तो है यहाँ पर? कौन है अंदर? यहाँ पर उधर भी है, वो उनका भी हालत खराब है। There's just no response, and I don't blame him. I really do not blame him. I don't blame him. But I'll ask Hitesh to actually show you. This is the dignity of where we stand right now. This is it. You know, with these visuals, I want to just cut across to Milan, and I want to ask her that question because she covers health. Milan, you know, all the hospitals in Delhi have now said that nobody can even enter emergency. There are people actually dying outside the hospital gates because you're not even allowed to enter. Why has this happened? कितने हॉस्पिटल्स में गए हैं अभी तक?
हाँ जी,
कितने हॉस्पिटल्स में गए हैं?
मैं पहले प्राइवेट ले गया, उनका ऑक्सीजन लेवल कम हो रहा है, ऑक्सीजन नहीं, आप जाइए। फिर यहाँ से रिटर्न हम गए, हम लोग पहले श्रीनिवासपुरी आए, श्रीनिवासपुरी से ऐसा इमरजेंसी में गए, उन्होंने कहा यहाँ बेड नहीं, आप जाइए, सीएमओ से बात करिए। सीएमओ के हाथ पैर जोड़े, उन्होंने फिर भी कहा हमारे पर नियम कुछ नहीं कर सकता। उसके बाद हम लोग वहाँ एयरपोर्ट गए, वहाँ पे 500 बेड का कोविड बना हुआ है। वो कह रहे हैं कि ये नंबर है, इस पे आप बात करिए, मिल जाएगा, रजिस्ट्रेशन कर लेंगे। मैं पेशेंट की हालत करके पेशेंट हो जाएगा तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ। फिर सफदरजंग आए, वहाँ पे कोई जान पे बात करें, कोविड पेशेंट नहीं ले रहे, आप इसी हॉस्पिटल जाइए। फिर वहाँ से आए यहाँ पे, ये कह रहे हैं ये भी यहाँ ले जाइए, तो कहाँ लेके जाए हम लोग। शुगर पेशेंट है, ऑक्सीजन लेवल 57 है, घटते जा रहे, 57 प्राइवेट हॉस्पिटल में हम नहीं लेंगे, आप इमरजेंसी ले जाए, इनका लेवल हमारे पास ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, लेवल जल्दी से जल्दी लेके जाइए। तो बताइए हम कहाँ लेके जाए। रात भर वो ऑटो हम सुबह से लेके आ रहे हैं, ऑटो वाले कह रहे हैं मैं जा रहा हूँ घर, तो बताइए क्या करें हम। सफदरजंग भी नहीं लिया है, वहाँ पे एक्सरा भी कराए, करें कोविड सस्पेक्टेड है, कोई टेस्ट भी नहीं कर रहा है, आरटीपीसीआर टेस्ट तो करे, कुछ तो टेस्ट करे कि कोरोना है या नहीं है। वो कह रहे हैं कोविड सस्पेक्टेड है, अब ले जाइए, हम नहीं ले, सफदरजंग में इलाज नहीं करेंगे हम।
कहाँ से आए हैं आप, कहाँ रहते हैं?
हम लोग बदरपुर बॉर्डर से आए हैं।
There's nobody there. They're actually going to let her just lie here, and she's not the only one. She's not the only one. There are cars after cars. Viewers, I need to show you this. I know I have my colleague Milan there. Cars after cars lining up with people in terrible shape. Milan, sorry, yeah, over to you.
Preeti, there are no words for the situation that you're currently looking at, and all we can do is empathize. But what I heard from the man right now, and this is the exact problem, orders are being taken out by the government, but hospitals are not following them. You are not supposed to have a COVID positive report to get admission into any hospital. This is something that the Delhi government has said on 23rd of April, and the Delhi High Court has also said that hospitals need to admit people irrespective if there's a bed. They don't need a COVID positive report, and supportive treatment should be given. But this is the status outside the hospitals where you are standing, because there's no understanding. And oxygen is also very, very important. Hospitals don't have it right now, Preeti, and that is why they have refused or started refusing patients from entering into hospitals, because there are no beds. Most people need oxygen, and this is the major issue at this point, Preeti.
You know, Milan, because the scene, you know, not just a nightmare. All I can ask is, Hitesh and I, you know, this is what the report I had earlier, that it's the most difficult thing for a journalist, viewers, is to document grief. What do you do? I've had people who come up to me through the course of the day, viewers, who have told me, take any amount of money, just get my mother, my sister, my son, my daughter, my father a bed. They are willing to give in all the money that they have. This woman is started to gasp right now, right in front of us. But just there are no beds. The sense of helplessness right now on the streets of the national capital. For the first time, if you've been a citizen and you've lived in Delhi, you know what I'm talking about. To see your city broken, this is what it looks like. Abandoned, this is what it looks like. And abandoned by whoever might want to call it a system, but abandoned by center, abandoned by state. Signing off right now with camera person Hitesh Kumar, video journalist Hitesh Kumar. This is Preeti Chaudhary outside the LNJP hospital where people are dying like flies. For India Today. Thank you for joining us.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.